Tu Diep. Hello dear friends. Today we will witness an extremely shocking story. When Jame and the police investigate John, but Jame did not expect. Tu Diep, his lover, is the victim in this story when she is hunted by a group of assassins, chased and run into the forest. Until now they have not been found. His mood is very worried. Let's follow along. It was a quiet afternoon in a remote hillside village. The fading sunlight spilled softly over the glistening stream, and the breeze carried the scent of damp leaves through the air. An elderly woman, hunched over with age and time, was gently picking vegetables by the edge of the forest. Suddenly, she froze. Across the small wooden bridge, on the opposite bank of the stream, lay a young man, motionless. Why is someone lying there? She murmured anxiously. Could he be hungry? Or sick? She left her basket of greens behind and hurried across the bridge. Her weathered hands reached for his wrist. Young man. Can you hear me? Are you all right? She checked his pulse with trembling fingers. It was still strong. Relieved but alarmed, she realized she couldn't carry him alone. She rushed back to the village to find help. James woke up slowly in a small, unfamiliar room. The ceiling was wooden, the light dim. An old woman with gentle eyes sat beside him. You're awake, dear? You fainted near the stream. My son and his wife are at work, so they asked me to look after the house. I was in the garden when I saw you lying there. Thank goodness your pulse was still strong. James sat up slowly. His face was pale, his expression distant. Thank you, Mom. I was just exhausted. Personal issues. That's all. The old woman nodded, handing him a glass of water. Whatever it is, don't carry it all at once, child. Problems take time. Take care of your body first, your mind will follow. Her words were simple, yet they settled in James's heart like balm on a wound. He thanked her again and said he had to leave. I've got urgent things to handle. As he walked away, he turned once to see her still standing there, watching him with quiet concern. But the truth was, the urgent thing was a matter of life and death. Back at the intelligence unit, a high-stakes meeting was underway. James sat with several officers around a long table. Captain Tharn, a seasoned commander, addressed the room. We've apprehended 2 drug couriers. According to their statements, the mastermind is John, a former convict, now operating on a larger, more dangerous scale. Tensions rose as officers debated their next move. One suggested a direct raid on John's house. Others warned it was too risky, the house was heavily guarded, and a misstep could lead to bloodshed. James sat silent for a moment, then spoke with measured calm. I suggest we release the 2 men. Let them make their next delivery. We'll track them discreetly. When John surfaces, we catch him red-handed, with hard evidence and real-time witnesses. He won't escape justice. Silence fell. Captain Tharn considered it, then nodded. Approved. We proceed with James's plan. But no one in the room knew the real reason James was so determined. 3 days earlier, Diep, the woman James loved, had vanished. She had been helping him covertly gather intelligence. Brave, intelligent, and kind. Diep had been his source of strength. But now she was missing. James had tried everything, calls, messages, retracing her steps. Her phone only echoed the cold voice of the network. The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Eventually, a local in a neighboring village spoke up. He'd seen a girl matching Diep's description running into the forest, chased by a group of strange men. James didn't wait. He rushed into the forest alone. For hours, he searched. Broken branches, faint footprints, a piece of fabric torn on a bush. He shouted until his voice cracked. Diep, where are you? The next morning, he filed an official search request. Accompanied by 3 officers and 2 trained dogs, James returned to the forest. The terrain was rough, the air dense and suffocating. But James never stopped. His feet bled. His muscles screamed. But he pressed on. Near sunset, he stumbled upon a white handkerchief with blue floral stitching, the very one he had given Diep on her birthday. Tears welled up in his eyes as he clutched it. His voice broke. "Hold on. Diep. Please." He sat down under a tree. Exhausted. Memories overwhelmed him. One night, not long ago, Diep had asked, "If I ever disappeared, what would you do?" James had laughed then, holding her hand. "I wouldn't survive without you. I'm not myself now." The pain of those words burned in his chest. His phone suddenly rang. Hope surged. He answered breathlessly. "Hello?" A police contact replied. A girl resembling Diep was spotted in Van Swan commune. She looked lost, soaking wet, and frightened. James's heart nearly stopped. Without wasting a second, he jumped into his car and sped off, clutching the handkerchief in his hand. Rain poured down as he drove, but he didn't care. At the end of the road, he saw not just a glimmer of hope, but life itself. As long as Diep lived, he would bring her home. And through the storm, through the forest and shadows and pain, James made a vow in his heart: no matter where you are, I will find you. Even if I must walk through hell, I will bring you back. Because for James, love wasn't just words. It was breath. It was purpose. It was everything.